Hello, Cohort 2. This is the first lesson of our new unit on integers. This is lesson number 1 on integers and absolute value. Please get your math notebook out so that you can take notes and do the practice problems. Anything in yellow boxes is going to go into your notes. Yellow boxes in notes, just so you got that down. Yellow boxes in notes. Pause the video if you need to in order to get it into your notes. And then there's going to be practice problems too, where you're going to pause the video and do some practice. So let's get started. Look, yellow boxes, let's get them into our notes. Notes here, notes here. Feel free to pause the video so that you can write it down. But we've got 3 terms. We have positive numbers, negative numbers, and integers. A positive number is any number that's greater than 0. A negative number is less than 0. And altogether, they're integers. Any whole number that is negative, positive, or negative, including 0. These are integers, okay? So we have an example here to think about positive and negative is in elevation. If it's above sea level, it's a positive number. If it's below sea level, it's a negative number. So we have ways that we can think about it. Down here at the bottom, we have a number line. Here's 0 right in the middle. Anything to the right of it is positive. Anything to the left of it is negative. So this is right of 0 on a number line. And less than 0 would be left of 0. So real life integers that we definitely use. We have letter A, a profit of $5. That's a positive, so we're just going to put $5. A loss, there's where we would put a negative $5. If it's a positive, you don't need to have a positive sign, but if it's a negative, you definitely need to have a negative. Let's look at letter B. A depth of 8 feet. Depth is below the water, so it's -8. Where height is above, there's a +4. Let's look at letter C. A decrease, so that would be a -5. An increase would be a +8. Where do we see integers used in real-world situations? Finance. We just talked about it. If you deposit or withdraw money, it's an increase or a decrease. When we're talking about money, we use positives and negatives. Games. Golf is a big one that uses positive and negatives, or even your games on your gaming consoles. You lose points or gain points, that kind of stuff. Elevation, dealing with above sea level and below sea level. Temperature, this is a big one in Minnesota. You guys know this. We have positive temperatures. We have negative temperatures below 0. These are situations where we use real positive and negative numbers. So let's practice some. 7 degrees below 0. We're just going to write an integer for it. We don't need any labels. 7 degrees below 0 would be a -7 because it's below 0. Going up 4 floors on an elevator would be a +4. If you owe somebody money, you're in the hole. You don't actually have that, so you are at a -50. 150 meters above sea level, so that is a +150. Games, here we go. Move back 4 spaces so that you lose 4 spaces. That's a -4. 5, here's golf, 5 shots under par. Under means under 0, so it would be -5 on that one. So we're also going to put them in order. I'm going to give you guys number lines if you need them. If you don't, great. But to put them in order, you're going to think about putting these on a number line. Let's see, 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 4. So we're done with that one. 2 would be 1, 2. 0 is obviously on there. -5. So we're going to go to the left this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a -5. -7, -6, -7. Now we have them in order from least to greatest. -7, -5, 0, 2, and 4. Let's try it again. We'll do this one together, otherwise you can pause it and see if you can do it by yourself. We don't need 0, but I'm going to leave it on there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got that one. I'm just going to do 3 and 1. So I have 1, 2, 3. I got those. -5 and -3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the -3. 4, 5. Here's a -5. We don't need the 0. I got those two. So the order is -5, -3, 1, 3, 7. Okay, last one. You definitely pause the video and try doing it yourself. Here we go. I'm going to do the positives. We got 0 on there already. 8 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -9 and -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, -9. So in order, -9, -7, 0, 3, and 8. Good job. Okay, here we go. In our notes, you're going to put all this in there. We're going to do inequalities, a mathematical sentence that says one thing is greater than or less than another. And you have to know these symbols. This one is less than. This one is greater than. You're not going to tell me which way it's open. You're going to use less than and greater than. So if you need to pause the video to finish writing this down, please do so. Comparing numbers, we're going to do this. The elevation, the highest elevation in Africa is 19,340 feet at the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro. So I'm going to put that down, 19,340. The lowest is the surface of Lake Assal, and that is at a -512 feet. So compare these two elevations can be compared with an inequality. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this one first. So the elevation of Kilimanjaro, 19,340, and the elevation of Lake Assal is -512. So this one would be greater than. Now let's switch it around and do the other way. So the elevation of Lake Assal, the elevation of Mount Kilimanjaro. Now we're going to go the other way. -512 is less than 19,340. You can pause and do these by yourself. Otherwise, we're going to do them and just put in greater than, less than, or equal to if they're equal to. I don't think any of these are, but go for that one. 6 and -8. A positive is always greater than a negative. Letter B, a -1 and a -2. Think back to the number line. Here's 0, here's -1, here's -2. So -1 is greater than -2. 3 and 9. Well, these are both positive numbers, so 9 is greater than 3. Remember, 0 is everything negative is to the left of 0, so 0 is actually greater than -5. Same thing here. Think about your number line. Where does -5 fall? Where does 9 fall? -5 is greater, so -9 is less than -5. Letter F, we have a +3 and a -3, and a positive is always greater than a negative. More notes. Get this into your notes. Now we're going to talk about opposites. An opposite is a number and its opposite are the same distance from 0 on a number line. So here's 0. +3 is 3 spaces away. -3 is 3 spaces away. I could do 2 and -2. You're going to have a positive and a negative. Now, we're going to mix you up a little bit. This also goes into your notes. This is absolute value, and absolute value is different. Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. It is always positive. This is the big thing that you have to make sure you remember. And this is how you do it. You're going to have a number inside these two brackets. So absolute value of a negative 4, how far away from 0 is that negative 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer is 4. Same thing here. Positive 4, absolute value of positive 4. We are still 2, 3, 4 units away, so it's still 4. It's how many steps. They don't care which direction, it's how many steps. So practice that one. Again, if you want to pause it and try it on your own, that's great. Otherwise, here we go. Absolute value of negative 5. How many steps is negative 5 away from 0? 5 steps. It doesn't matter which direction. Absolute value of negative 9, 9 steps away. Absolute value of a positive 12 is 12 steps away. It's in another direction, but it's still 12 steps away. This one should be interesting. Absolute value of 0. How far away from 0 is 0? 0. Absolute value of negative 12. Positive 12, we were 12 steps away. Same thing with negative 12. It's just in a different direction. And letter F, the absolute value of 17 is 17. Now, here's where we get a little tricky again. This negative sign is going to mean opposite. So, it's kind of a two-step problem. Absolute value of 4 is 4, but now we have a negative, so I'm going to have a negative 4. Same thing down here. Absolute value of a negative 3 is a 3. Make it negative, so it's a negative 3. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Fairly simple. Your homework that is due Wednesday when you come to class is in Schoology. Go to in Schoology, same place you found this video, the integers folder. We had the 1.1 video, and then there should be the 1.1 homework. Open that up in Notability. Do it on your iPad and bring it to class 1 through 20 on Wednesday. But I also want you to remember that your final geometry project is due on Thursday, and you need to be caught up on your whole geometry unit. I'm going to be grading things on Friday, so things need to be done. If you have any questions, send me a message.